And we're still waiting for one more person to come in. Can you hear us, Laura? Maybe, maybe not.
See you later.
Maybe she didn't want to.
Hi. Okay, Laura can hear us, so we're good there. Tara, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, fabulous, thank you.
Lisa,
Yes.
I'm done. And hate my dog.
Oh, okay, yep.
Let's get switch cars because all the cars need to mine. Her car's out of the shop. No, Holly's at home with the kids. Amber has to come get the car from me because Amber's car's in the shop. So we got to borrow a car from Holly. Perfect. So like musical cars twice a day. Okay, I have 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Ask that those who can, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Dwayne, seconded by Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Opposed, motion carried. Comments from the public? Anyone not on the agenda that wants to speak? Okay, then we will move into our special appearances. Mr. Carson.
For the second time in school history, we had a WIA Scholar Athlete. Tatum Nichols won the award. Every high school in the state of Wisconsin can nominate a male and a female to receive the local award. And then if their athletic prowess over their 4 years gets them enough recognition, you can write and do a essay and do a bunch of stuff. And with Tatum being first team all conference football as a senior and second team as a junior, multiple state trips to in wrestling, he accumulated enough points. So there's 16 boys in the state of Wisconsin that receive this award out of every high school, big, small, whatever. It's not just a small award. So he was one of the 16 boys in the state of Wisconsin to receive this award. So his name will go up in the banner that's in the gym. Our other recipient was Kevin's daughter, Morgan, got the female, but that was not recognized at the state level. So I have the certificate or the plaque here that will go into the trophy case that signifies that he won the award. So I'll leave that here, but it looks like this. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it was a really, really big award. There's some schools that have never won it. And for us to win it the second time was a very big deal. So I just wanted to leave this here with you guys and let you know that happened. So any questions?
No, please congratulate Hayden for the ball.
Yeah, he was at regional track right now. That's why he is not with us. Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Justin's Yearbook Award.
Yeah, I'm here to present the National Yearbook Program of Excellent Gold Award that we received as a yearbook team. We received this award because we sold books to over 70% of our student body, and we met our deadlines. And we have a
highly inclusive book. We had 90% student of our students in the book 3 times or more. So those are the criteria for the award. And this is our 8th annual award that we have received. And this is Mr. Umhoff for his former wall in Concord.
When does the banner show up?
The banner will show up in July.
Please congratulate your whole staff.
I love. Thank you.
Thank you. Moms for Kids.
Hi. Jessica and I are here. My name's Becky. We are here because we have used the school for numerous years, like 30 something. Not Jessica, but I have. But when the school did Newsies, the community play, Moms for Kids stepped up and decided we needed to do some concessions and sell some flowers and do some different things like that. So we did that, and we were able to raise $634.50 that we would like to donate to the auditorium restoration fund. So somebody want to come up so I can take a picture for posterity?
Mr. Imhoff.
Here you go.
Last shot.
You look cute. Yeah,
Bigger checks, Becky.
I know.
Okay, are you taking one now?
Lisa, we have to formally accept that
Yeah,
next
no idea
month
which
because
way
it's
you
not on
guys
the
went
agenda,
first,
so
but
we
I
don't
don't
know,
know
so we don't forget to formally accept it next month.
Perfect.
If we knew it was a donation, we could have added it or.
Well, and I didn't know for sure how to do that exactly, because I was like, no, we want to be here too.
Right, yeah, so you can,
I didn't know
but
where
if
to-
Lisa would have known, she could have added it to the agenda, then we could have done it tonight.
So we'll do it next month.
Yeah, we'll just do it next month.
Officially.
Okay,
Thank you.
So.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. So as you know, we did advertise to fill the board vacancy, and we did have 3 people that came forward as being interested. Trish, former board member, is one of them. Her information is in your packet. However, she could not be here tonight as her son had a ball game. I believe the other members are here and would like to introduce themselves. Jamie, if you'd like to go first.
Sure. So my mind's not scattered everywhere. Good evening, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank you guys, the board and the administration, for the opportunity to be present here tonight and to share with you why I feel I'm a good candidate for a school board. I currently have 4 kids whom are students here. One is a sophomore, one's a freshman, one's in 4th grade, and my youngest is a 1st grader. My kids have all attended Siren School since they were in kindergarten here. I've worked in the Siren School District for the past 14 years with the St. Clair Tribal Natural Resource Environmental Department, and have lived in the district for the past 12 years. Throughout the years my children have attended Siren School, I have volunteered to help chaperone, helped in classrooms, and coached youth sports, which include basketball, soccer, softball, as well as helped out with numerous fundraisers over the years. A couple of years back, I had been president of the St. Clair Tribal Head Start Policy Council for 3 years in a row. My main reasons as to why I want to join the board is because I care about our community, staff, and most importantly, our students. I want to help ensure all our students know that they belong here, that they matter, and that they are enough. We have had, maybe still do have, students on suicide watch at our school this year. We've had students attempting suicide at our school each semester for the last few years that I'm aware of. There's maybe more than I'm not aware of, but this is what I'm currently aware of. I'm sure we all know that mental health crisis among students has been high, and I want to work with all of you to help our students feel safe at school and that they are cared about and matter here. None of us can be naive and think it would never be our kid, our kids' friends, or our grandkids. The fact is, we may never know until it's too late. I hope we at Siren never have to experience that dread ever again. All of our students deserve to be cared about, to feel safe at school, to know that they matter and that they are enough. I look forward to working with all of you and creating ways and opportunities for our students to shine their inner lights brighter than ever. I thank you again for the opportunity, giving me the opportunity to share with you, and I thank you in advance for your vote for me and for joining the school board. Anybody have any questions? I spoke too fast.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Trevor. Right here. Oh, I thought I seen you sneak in somewhere.
Hello, I'm Trevor Tex. With law enforcement since 2002, since I graduated from the academy down in Eau Claire. I just look to bring a new perspective, new ideas. My kids have went to Siren for probably 8-9 years now, from the oldest on where she's in college now. I myself graduated from Siren back in 2000. Everything's changing, which change is always a good thing or bad, but realistically, we always want it to be good. It's just who I am. I'm upfront, honest. You can come ask me anything and then I'll tell you. So I just want to be on the school board to represent not only my kids, but everybody else's. So, thank you. Any questions?
Anyone have any questions for Trevor? Thank you, Trevor. Okay. We will move on to the accepting of the donations. A motion on the first one.
Ryan, do you want to speak to
I can
that?
speak to
Lions
that.
Club All-Star, $1,500 All-Star game
The
donation.
All-Star game this year again, I have been nominated to be the head coach again for the 8-man North All-Star game. And we have one representative, Tatum, who I talked about with the other award. He is our only player this year from Siren that made it. We approached the Lions Club about donating to the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, because every player and every coach that agrees to play has to raise $750. In years past, they have given us anywhere from $200 to $350 a kid. This year, Tatum and I went to the meeting and were astounded that they paid both our $750 for each of us to go. And then I did an additional fundraiser, so I'm over 1,000, Tatum's over 1,000. So they helped us. So that 1,500 is going directly to Wisconsin Children's Hospital for the All-Star game.
Thank you.
I'll make that motion. Lions Club, $1,500 for the All-Star game.
A motion by Jim, seconded by Dwayne to accept the $1,500 donation to the All-Star game from the Lions Club. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll talk about the Danielle Reitman, one from the Lions Club. Danielle Reitman filled out a donors choose. She went on donors account and she is getting a bunch of science stuff, STEM stuff for 4K. And the Lions saw it, or a Lions saw it, brought it up at the meeting, and they decided to fully fund the project. So they donated the $1,200 to school, and then I'll be honest, I used my credit card, my school credit card here to pay for it. So it was kind of a time sensitive thing because it doubled in that time period that we did it.
Oh, so it still went through donors choose.
It still went through
Okay.
donors choose. But instead of being able to just buy $1,200 worth of stuff, she got to get $2,400 worth of stuff. So that's what this donation is. It's from the Lions Club to cover up 4K STEM materials. She's gotten microscopes, all sorts of neat things. Kind of can't wait till it comes in.
All right, do you have a motion to accept the donation?
Motion to accept the Lions Club $1,200.
A motion by Kelly, seconded by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Wally and Rose Nelson.
I'll cover this one too.
Donation to the National Honor Society.
Yep.
I mean, I was gonna take it, I assume.
Yep, on Conservation Day, a large number of kids led by the National Honor Society went to Wally and Rose's Nelson's yard and did quite a bit of yard work. So they are making a donation of $300 to the National Honor Society for doing that.
I'll make that. Wally and Rose Nelson, $300.
Motion by Jim, seconded by Dwayne to accept the donation from Wally and Rose Nelson to the National Honor Society. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report.
It is up front here too.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Laura.
Okay.
So we talked about this a little bit in budget and finance, and we feel like we're in really good standing this year comparatively with the budget, so. If anyone had any specific questions, Laura is here to answer them. Motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report. As is.
Motion by Jim, seconded by Dwayne to accept the treasurer's report. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I have nothing, so Kevin.
Okay, in your packets, we did talk about this at Buildings, Grounds and Transportation. The letter is from the Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services. Occupational Safety Inspector was here. Went through the building pretty specifically. We talked about it at Buildings and Grounds. One of the items that we did pass the inspection, so that's A. I want to make sure you receive this. But one of the contentious items, I don't know if contentious is the right word, but we have that, we talked about it with the group, the paper mache, is that the right, whatever it is, dragon, the big monster dragon that we've used in parades, and that is a safety hazard. And that's the one final piece that we need to, I don't want to say dispose of, but Craig, I'll let you take it.
What we're gonna do is John Schultz and Ian Wayne agreed that they can keep it up to homecoming next year. And then it has to go. They either have to find another home for it or it has to be trashed. And that's basically what we're gonna do.
Okay, but you're gonna keep it here in the building till homecoming. So if we can find someone who has a storage, would we be willing to keep it for us, the school?
Yeah, she does. Dawn Schultz is looking to see if the person who made it, I don't know her name.
Harriet Rice, I believe, was in charge of it, but she
Okay.
didn't actually make it.
Whoever funded it,
Mhm.
see if they want it.
Okay.
I could store it for us.
But so that, I just want to mention, that was a huge undertaking though for Craig, because what happens is that person comes in, walks the building with him and basically says, oh, this needs to be fixed, this, and there was quite a list. And so he has to go around then and work with the different classrooms and teachers and stuff. So I want to recognize that because it's not just a, sign off type of situation. So thank you for that, Craig. And it's pretty much similar every year. He has to talk to several teachers about different things. And so they're typically cooperative, right?
Correct.
I got one more question. How about the auditorium curtains? How do you sell that?
Main stage came up and inspected them. They were coming up anyways, so they gave us a discount. A $200 discount on the fire inspection, so I had them come up and do it.
And all they did was inspect.
Yeah, they do a fire flame test to it. I'm researching some other companies out of Minneapolis for the following years because these.
Does it have to be done yearly?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the bad part. When you initially buy them, they're good for 5 years. But after that 5 years, they have to be done annually.
Okay, I was thinking it was every 5 years after that too.
I was hoping they were every 5 years. After doing research with VR bleachers, they do it. The company I'm looking at out of Minneapolis, I can't remember the name, but they told me, yeah, it's every year.
So do they do other, there's gotta be someone that does the other schools in the area that has.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's.
maybe we could contract together, they'd make one trip up and we'd all get a discount or something?
I talked to Siren, not Webster, Brian Sears out there, and he says he has the bleacher inspectors that he comes out every year to
Okay.
does his, so I'll have to look into them.
Okay.
So that was that. I just wanted to give kudos to Craig on that because that was a large undertaking to degrees. And the other piece, then I did share this other item with budget and finance that, you know, currently, the last number that I got, there were 26 legislators stepping down, which is unprecedented in recent years. And of course, our budget is funded, and much of the statutes and some of the laws are really critical for schools within the legislature, budget being the most important one. And so that's significant. The other piece that was significant in here is in 2002, the per pupil spending in Wisconsin was the 12th highest in the nation, 11% above the national average. And then in 2019, the Wisconsin per pupil spending ranked 25th, which is 4.5% below the national average. So you can see the trend for our state. So we're watching closely the change in the legislature because, you know, obviously that has a huge impact on school districts and, you know, a big impact in the budget. So later, what I'd like to do is we did talk about our priorities, our legislative priorities, and then maybe I was just kind of thinking about this. Maybe we could add some of these statistics, these two statistics, because a lot of the districts are going to be sharing these as well with our legislators. So maybe we could add that to the priority list. So stay tuned on the budget. Once the next biennial cycle comes around, we'll go ahead and get that letter out and then invite our legislators to our district.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Kevin? Carrie?
End of the year events, it's coming quickly here, 7.5 days, but we're not counting. Pre-K graduation is on June 2nd at 5 p.m. It's always a very cute little program they put on. And we are past the pandemic and able to go on some field trips. So 3rd grade went down to the Children's Theater in the cities and went to Diary of a Wimpy Kid musical the other week. Our 4th graders went to Fort Sullivan last week, and instead of their Madison trip, Madison's still not open at the museums and everything. Otherwise, they would probably head back to Madison. Grades 1 and 2 went to a play in Shell Lake, and 5th grade went to the Mille Lacs Indian Museum. And Tara brought lots of kids up there, so all had a great time.
Great. Any questions for Carrie?
I'm gonna hit on a number of things. We had our scholarship night on May 13th. We awarded a little over $38,000 worth of scholarships to our seniors who are leaving us. Graduation was last Friday. Ceremony went well. That was good to see. We have 27 seniors on our rolls at this time. 23 walked in the ceremony. One will finish their diploma by the end of the year. One finished it today. One earned their HSED, and that leaves me one more, and that young person is currently unavailable, and I will keep trying to work with him. Get his degree. End of the year on the 25th, so this Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we have our 8th grade transition meeting with our 8th graders coming into high school. On the 31st, we have our 5th graders coming down to the middle school at 2:45 to talk about transitioning to 6th grade. 1st and 2nd, we have finals, and the 3rd day is our last day, and we have activities at the park for the middle school and activities at the ball field for the high school kids for that half a day.
Great. Any questions for Dara? Wayne's not here, so I'm assuming we're skipping him.
Yep.
Okay. And
So of the 27 students, of the 23 that walked on Friday, 8 of them were students with disabilities. We had 2 other ones. The one is the one that will be receiving his HSED, and I'm presuming the other one is the one that may have finished today, but I'm not sure.
No, but that one should be done by the end of this.
Okay, that's what I thought. So in looking forward to next year, we lost 10 this year that are seniors. We have 9 students moving from the middle school to the high school next year, so our high school numbers are not changing.
We have 6 moving from 5th grade into 6th grade next year.
I'm sorry, how many?
6 moving from 5th into 6th. So we're not losing a whole lot there either. We always seem to get a few.
A little bit less in middle school. You're getting 6 and you're losing 9, right?
Right.
Okay.
But middle school, usually if we get transfer students that move into the district, somehow they always end up in middle school.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's been a busy year for evaluations, and within the last month, we had 5 students that met eligibility criteria to be staffed. We have 1 more this week that will determine whether or not they meet criteria. Of those 5, 3 were early childhood, 1 was a learning disability student, and the other one is speech and language. So
All elementary. The elementary numbers are staying even pretty much.
and that's all I have.
Any questions for Denise?
Tara.
All right, so I had 7 students on my roster as seniors. 4 of them walked on Friday and graduated. 2 of them completed today, which I'm really excited about. So I just have 1 kind of out there. Hopefully they will be completing within the end of the summer. So I think I'll stick with my 100% graduation rate this year.
Good.
Any questions for me?
Thank you, Tara. We will move on to the approval of the minutes. Make a motion to approve the minutes from April 25th. I have a motion by Kelly, seconded by Dave to accept the regular, to approve the regular school board meeting minutes from April 25th. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries. New business.
ESER3 review and input, as we receive the funds, once again, we have to just open it up. If anybody has ideas about, or comments about the ESER3 funding to the public, and then we always record our meeting minutes on that.
Okay. Any new suggestions? Yes,
Do we know
ma'am.
how much we have left? Or how much we're shooting for SR3?
Yeah, we received $750,000 for ESER3 funding, which we're using for primarily curriculum and learning materials. Much of it is used for your budget as well. That's a big piece. With HVAC and some of the things there too. That's just when we did the budget proposal, that was a big portion of that support services area.
And that received final approval of SR3 plan?
From, yes, yes.
Okay. Board vacancy. I think we'll discuss in closed.
You have questions there too. I don't know if you wanted to ask anything.
Of the candidates, you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know if that was.
Well, I think everybody had a chance to do that when they spoke. Did anyone think of any additional questions they'd like to ask the candidate? If not, we'll move on. Okay. Student accident insurance renewal.
So once again, we did share this. It's the company we're currently using. We did share this with the budget and finance. There's no increase on the insurance for the 22-23 school year. The budget committee did make a motion to move this forward and renew the student assurance services corporation for the 2022-2023 student accident insurance renewal with no increase.
And that did go through budget and finance with the recommendation that we renew that policy.
I'll make a motion, we go with 2022, 2023. Student accident insurance renewal.
I'll second
it.
Okay, I have a motion by Jim, seconded by, I'm sorry, Brandon. to accept, to approve the student accident insurance renewal. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Gym floor bid.
We initially, as a committee, did work on this last month, but we only had the one bid, so we put it out for another month. Got no more new bids. So basically, we want to accept Schmidt Customs floors offer option one, large gym recoat oil-based finish, single coat at $3,235, and with small gym recoat, one oil-based single coat finish at $1,980. Total is $5,265, almost a $2,000 increase from last year.
Is this the same company?
No,
But they're not doing it anymore, the other company, or they did?
they just didn't bid, and I talked to him personally.
Okay. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the floor refinishing.
I'll make a motion to approve finishing the gym floors.
Motion by Kelly, seconded by Dwayne. Any further discussion?
And we even delayed a month, just so that more, that they come in or didn't come in.
I was just curious if there's some inflation hit or something, if it's $2,000 more, if there's a reason we have to get one bid again.
Well, this company, we never accepted them before, right?
Not that I know
Not
of.
that I know,
Yeah, yeah.
because they've always been higher. That's the only way we got them.
That's all, it's crazy.
No.
No, I'm tracking that we haven't accepted this company. I was just curious what happened to the other one and why they didn't want to bid again. But if nobody knows.
Okay, so I have a motion by Kelly, seconded by Dwayne. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. School lunch prices.
With the rising costs of food and transport of food and that, gas and so forth. You know, we have had free meals for a period of time now with COVID relief and that. But moving forward and looking at the cost per meal, and we do this on a regular basis just to keep up with cost. I think it was probably 2 years ago we raised our lunch prices. Tiffany was recommending a 10-cent increase per meal. Also looking into, you know, potentially universal free breakfast. You know, she's still looking into free services and the government may come through that, but at this point in time, she's just gonna have to continue to follow through with the budget by raising it at 10 cents per meal.
We normally have to raise it
Yes.
anyway by FDA standards, but we usually try to do a nickel. But I mean, any of us that have been in a grocery store certainly know what's happened to the price of food. So
And we don't try to we are pretty low, I think, in comparison. I haven't done a comparison recently with other districts.
I
but-
know that 3 years ago, we were lower than the neighboring schools. Since then, I don't really know what's happened, I guess.
So staff is staying the same, just students are raising.
That's
Right, is that
correct.
what I'm correct?
Yes. The staff has always been paying for their meals all along. There wasn't any relief for
Right.
staff.
Right.
But I think that, didn't they go up too? Yeah, everybody's went up.
No,
No,
No?
Not this year.
Oh,
They-
okay.
The staff took a big jump last year.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Okay. All right, you have a motion to accept the proposed breakfast and lunch prices.
Make a motion to accept the proposed breakfast and lunch prices for the 22-23 school year.
Motion by Kelly, seconded by Dwayne. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Legislative priorities.
Yeah, so I did share this with the group. Once again, they were prioritized in order, which we felt were important. And the board had an opportunity to review and look at this through their email. So this letter then, with our top 10 priorities for the legislators, we want to send this out and then share with them what our priorities are for the next biennial budget. And then we also want to invite them into the district to meet with us and talk, which is pretty standard, pretty typical. I don't know if you guys on the board, but you will, through our Wisconsin Association of School Boards, sometimes you'll get a legislative alerts you new members, like an email will come out. I don't know if have you ever gotten one? They're just a legislative alerts that come out that are talking about our position as an organization. So that does happen, but this way we have our priorities listed, you know, in order through 10. CISA has also done the same thing. Some of these were modeled from that. The only change I would like to make would be just to add that percentage from 2000. I don't know what the year was, but the change in percentage from 11% above the national average to 4.5%.
Just to point that out.
Yeah, just maybe put that in the intro paragraph. If anybody has any concerns with that. And then what we'd like to do then is have our legislators come into the district. I think I'd like to talk more with our committees about that and what we want them to do, because we've had them come in. What they do is they just kind of come in, they tour around a little bit, say, hey, that's great, you know, but I don't know. I think we'd like to have a sit down maybe and just even attend a committee meeting and just open it up to the entire board and just say, hey, I don't know what you guys think about that, but.
I recommend you put that information in the closing paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be nice if we could get them in, even if we did some sort of informal type meeting with them, just so that they could understand where we're coming from and why, like, our numbers are so different than other districts.
Yeah, yeah, they need to know individually, like, what our issues
Right.
are and that.
I mean, they can walk through the school, but granted, they go through and we show them the good things, and maybe we need to stress some of the not so good things. the
Yeah,
next
we
time, so
talk
they
about-
understand what we're.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, our needs, mental health, special needs, poverty, you know, we talk about those things and they kind of, they
Yeah.
say they know, but I'm not sure. But the other piece to that is like, so we have a legislative panel that comes to the superintendent meeting once a year. And as a group, we're just deciding that's really not the best anymore, because some don't even come, some come. And then they don't represent everybody in the building. And then they say, well, that sounds interesting, you know, we'll get back to you. And a lot of times they never really do. And that's not a dig, it's just, you know, whatever it is. And so I think it's more personal if they come here and we actually have a sit down or a meeting with our board. So.
And depending on who it is and what kind of time frame they had, if we could invite parents even to come in and speak.
Yeah, just
that
maybe
would be
town
helpful.
hall kind of thing. You know, I don't know how that works for them or. what
I don't
that looks
either.
like,
Some
but-
are more willing than others. I will say that. Even on the veteran side of things, we've had one come to Siren and have a sit down meeting that I know of since I've been back in Siren, and that's 16 years.
And Jim, you were
One
here
came and had a meeting.
when we went to the joint finance committee in Spooner. I don't know if you remember that. There was like a caucus. I don't know if you.
Yeah, and you got like 2 minutes to speak and
Yeah,
everybody
so-
had to line up and yeah.
Yeah, we did. But once
It's not
again,
really-
everybody's district needs are different. So that's, anyway, I think we're on the right page.
Okay, so I think your letter's ready then, Kevin.
Okay, all right.
All right, so we're gonna talk about meeting calendars, budget, finance, and personnel.
Okay, so Laura, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so you'd prefer if we had the meeting, it'd be the week of the 20th.
Preferably.
Okay. Jim and Dwayne, could you guys do like 4:10? That Monday night?
No, I can't.
You can't do that early?
21st, I would do.
For budget meeting.
Oh my gosh.
I could do Tuesday.
I can do it.
Can you do it?
21st at 4:10.
Yes,
And now, so then Lisa will be going out and I'll be just taking minutes and that.
That's fine.
It's like it used to be. And
Yep.
then, yeah, we'll just have to prepare in advance. We'll get some stuff ready. And so that's fine.
as long as Laura can be there, that's.
I can.
All right, thanks, Laura. Building grounds and
Yep.
transportation.
I don't see any reason to have one next time.
I do. You do? Yes, I do.
Okay.
I want to talk about the White House releases this toolkit for school infrastructure funding and needs. The White House just released it for federal, there's a lot of money for federal funding, for energy assistance, other resources for infrastructure in the school. I think we should look at that toolkit that they provide to see if we could figure out some other things we could fix at the school with federal funding. It's on our, I think we just talked about
The legislative.
our WASB, so on the May 11th one,
we got the toolkit. I didn't print one out, but we can get it printed out for that board meeting, would be perfect, just to go over it, see if we can fit some stuff in. We did with all the other energy efficient stuff.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think maybe if we have that discussion, maybe we should have Chris Brunberg here.
Yeah.
To talk a little bit about that too. Maybe I could ever do maybe some groundwork ahead of
Yeah.
time on that.
Yeah. So the May 11th, Wisconsin Associated School Board put out a thing for toolkit for federal funding.
So
Okay, so when would you guys like to meet?
could we do it the sixth?
Sure.
Yeah. It's fine.
Earl has a family day that day. That's gonna help him out.
The whole day?
Yeah, and the 7th.
You have another day?
Thursday the 2nd?
I can't, well, unless you guys want to hold it early. I gotta pick up my wife and kids at 5:20 p.m.
I can do it early. I can do it. I can do it early.
Who's all in that committee? You? I mean, you can,
You three, right? You
Yeah.
can go early.
so, yeah, if you guys want to do it early,
I won't do it doing it early.
Okay,
like what do you mean by early though?
on the 2nd?
Like up where I am.
I'm up with
Can I oppose that?
Yeah,
One,
You bring coffee? Okay.
1 p.m. with, what is it?
1 p.m.
On the 2nd?
Yeah.
That works for you, Jim?
Yep.
Okay, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Okay, 1:00 p.m. on the 2nd will be building grounds and transportation.
Then we do need policy.
Okay,
Can anybody do the 6th?
what time?
You tell us.
Well, you know, I like the 4:10 because I got daycare still that time of day, but it doesn't work for everyone, so.
I could do 4:10 later.
You can?
Good?
Can you, Brandon?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, okay,
Perfect.
okay,
4:10, policy planning on the 6th.
okay.
And I would like to be on the agenda to address the policy committee.
Okay,
Thank you.
and then the regular meeting, of course, is the 27th at 6 p.m.
Can we change it or no?
What?
Would you
Oh.
be interested in changing?
Oh, yeah.
that or no?
Could we go to the 28th that Tuesday?
No, it would have to be the 29th for me to be here to post.
I can post.
Okay,
Either the 28th or the 29th. Would we be available to do that for the regular board meeting?
Works better for me. 29.
Yeah. A Tuesday instead of the Monday. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the regular school board meeting will be on the 28th at 6 p.m. instead of the 27th. All right, so that takes care of calendar. But that's the most difficult part of the meeting sometimes. All right. Looking for a motion to approve the payment of the bill.
I'll second.
A motion by Dwayne, seconded by Jim. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries. Items for board signature were the pink file, we've already gotten those, correct, Lisa?
that is correct.
Okay, so at this time, we'll convene a closed session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.851 C E F G to consider the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, considerations of financial, medical, social, or personal information, and to confer with legal counsel who is rendering oral or written advice. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to do everything you just said.
We have a motion by Kevin, seconded by Jim to go to close, and I need the clerk to call the roll. Yeah.
And just call everything.
Brandon.
Could be the
Yes.
Discussed or just?
Yes, I think it'll be the same.
Yes.
Okay, well, will that
Yes.
be on YouTube?
You guys,
Do a
you
special
too.
session?
Do I really?
Yeah.
Myself?
Yeah.
Initially, yes.